more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Marketing Edge ONTV is Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. My name is Bababumi Agbibi. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge ONTV, promoting the brand idea.
Next is brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world. Coca-Cola has brought back its iconic Share a Coke campaign, this time with more names, more rewards, and more ways to connect. The campaign, which first debuted in 2011 by replacing the brand logo with people's names, now invites Nigerians to celebrate friendship and togetherness with personalized Coke bottles and cans. Senior Director of Marketing, Yusuf Murtala, said the campaign celebrates everyday connections that turn into lasting memories, reminding Nigerians of the joy found in simple gestures. Meanwhile, Director of Marketing Valerie Odubogun explained that the initiative celebrates real human connections in a digital world, where spontaneous moments of laughter and shared stories make life special. The Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACON, in partnership with the Nigerian Bar Association, has clarified the legal powers of the Advertising Offences Tribunal to regulate and sanction industry violations. Speaking at a town hall meeting in Lagos, Chairman of the Tribunal, Justice Cecilia Olatoregun, retired, said the body was created to enforce ethical standards and address misinformation in advertising. ACON Director General Dr. Lalekan Fadolapo explains that the council ensures compliance but does not vet adverts. He noted that the Advertising Standards Panel handles advert approval to prevent regulatory overlaps. Legal experts affirm that the tribunal operates within constitutional limits and has authority to sanction offenders, with appeals going directly to the Court of Appeal. Industry leaders, including Lanre Adisa, called for balance between regulation and creative freedom as the sector adapts to digital transformation.
Marketing Edge ONTV, promoting the brand idea.
That was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
In a world that never stops moving, stay in control with a bank that's always working for you. Even if your internet connection shuts down, banking continues instantly with our USSD code *7111#. Experience seamless transactions on the go. Settle your bills, top up airtime or data, sell FX, and more with the Key mobile app. Speaking of more, you can automate payments and savings on multiple accounts and also stay up to date with your investments on the Key mobile app. Experience branchless banking today. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
Thank you for letting us be rock stars. Thank you for keeping our hair in place. Thank you for reaching those hard-to-reach places. Thank you, Big, for being essential for 75 years.
What will banking look like in the future? For over a century, we've been growing to meet the needs of an ever-changing world. delivering unique solutions to help our customers reach increasingly bigger dreams. Innovating to create an exciting new world of convenience and freedom, where what you can achieve is only limited by your imagination. Opening up new, more inclusive channels for commerce. Empowering a new generation to reach beyond their dreams and grow into the giants they were always meant to be. We're helping to create a future where there are possibilities and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now, brand in focus. In today's marketplace, every sale begins long before the product is bought. It starts with service. Whether it's a warm greeting at a Lagos bank or a swift response to an online inquiry, that first encounter defines how customers feel about a brand. Experts say great service is more than courtesy, it's conversion in motion. Nigerian consumers have endless options, and one delayed reply or poor interaction can cost a brand loyalty. Technology may speed things up, but empathy still seals the deal. When businesses combine efficiency with care, customers don't just return, they become advocates. In truth, customer service is marketing in action. It's the voice before the signature, the handshake before the sale. The message is clear. Serve well and everything else will follow.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
That was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we discuss with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves and have made tremendous impact in their chosen field. Today, we'll be having the concluding part of our conversation with the Managing Director of Precise Platform, Bolaji Okusaga. Join us after this break.
Your brand is not one-dimensional. Neither are we. Outdoors covers every angle, creativity, strategy, and execution. TV, digital, UOH, events, PR. We connect the dots so your brand shines everywhere. We don't just see the big picture. We are the big picture.
Life doesn't wait, so why should you? With Blaze, you can buy now and pay later stress-free. You can also get 0% interest on insurance premium financing with free transfers and no-cost bill payments. And smart money management tools, you can save smart and stay ahead. Unlock financial freedom with Blaze by Premium Trust Bank. Premium Trust Bank, together for growth.
I'm in love with my boy.
In my kitchen, every dish begins with quality ingredients. That's why I chose Bowl Refined Soybean Oil for my cooking.
From the sizzle of the pan to the laughter around the table, Bowl brings families together, enriching every meal with its golden goodness.
No foaming, no sticky. No fast, can you hear the scent?
Mom? Yes, baby.
What's the secret?
My secret is Bowl Refined Soybean Oil.
We power moments of joy and vitality, from the kitchen to the playing field, and onto the dance floor. Cook with Bow Oil for the best culinary adventure. No foam, non-sticky, no foul smell, cholesterol-free, enriched with vitamin A and E. Bow Soybean Oil, keeping a healthy heart.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm still speaking with the Managing Director of Precise Platform, Bolaji Okusaga. Thanks for staying with us.
Thank you.
Now, many agencies abroad now create their own products instead of relying on clients. Do you see this as a good means for Nigerian PR?
Well, it depends on which kind of products I'm talking about. I can tell you for free, in the retail market, there are now retail brands. So Walmart will have its own retail brand of detergent that will be competing with its suppliers. They will have their own retail brand of noodles. You know, they have also created some kind of retail brand of financial services. So you have Jumia Pay, Konga Pay, you know. To a great extent, the kind of products that PR platforms can create is aggregation, maybe news aggregation platforms that bring in people and create, or social platforms or blogs that bring in people and create some measure of following.
What's Precise Platform's unique positioning in the PR industry?
We call it platforms.
Yeah.
So what it tells you is that you don't build an idea anymore. You build platforms that connect and take in a multiplicity of ideas. That's what platforms do. So when you started out what you today call Alphabet, it started as a search engine. Today it's become a platform. So it has navigation, Google, it has music, YouTube, it has an internet platform. It has an ecosystem in Chrome. It has. Do you understand? Yes. It's become like a platform. When we dreamed about having Precise, it was not. So when people call it precise communication, I say no, it's not precise communication. It's precise platforms, because we're going to be birthing all manner of products from that platform. And our aim is to target 1 million businesses within the next critical 5-year period and have them captive with solutions that are enterprise-oriented. Tion is another platform that is capturing market technologies, either in terms of influencer marketing, either in terms of the storytelling ecosystem, from podcasts to blogs to all of that. We built, so that's essentially why Precise is called Precise Platforms. It's not your traditional PR agency that is hoping to just get an account and sign a contract and work till the day they expel you or they say your contract is done and we're not renewing it. It is meant to build innovative products and platforms that can play within the communication and marketing ecosystem. Simply.
We'll come to Tion, but I just want to get a clarification of your core values and core values as Precise Platforms, core values and strategies, and how it has impacted client success.
Well, number one, curiosity is one of our core values. So let me tell you one of the thing about visioning. It's about curiosity. You are curious about the world. You are curious about what will happen tomorrow. So you set yourself a vision, right? And you are curious enough to excavate till you get gold. If there's no curiosity as to what's under the ground, you don't even dig. So it's only curiosity that will take you the mile. Then you got to build other values around curiosity. So essentially at the heart of what we do is the fact that we're curious about what will come next. We're curious about what will happen next. We're curious about the future. We're curious about the impact of certain things on our industry. And that's driving all of the solutions we're building. It starts first by what if tomorrow comes, and tomorrow means that AI takes over the human agent in the creative process. What will happen to us? What if tomorrow comes and the influencers take over gatekeeping and agenda setting? Where will we be? So that in itself is driving a whole lot of the things we're doing here.
Let's talk about Tion Engine and its offerings. And how would you describe the performance?
Well, the performance means it's slow and steady. Currently, we're running a major brand audit for an oil and gas firm, a local oil and gas firm that just acquired the shallow waters and onshore acreage of a major multinational company. There are also indications. I don't want to mention name now because it's public. There's also indication that one of the biggest local players within the oil and gas space is also asking for analytic solutions. We've done series of meetings. There is a major, one of the top 5 banks that's also asking us for major analytic solutions. In fact, about 2 of them. So it's slow in coming, but all of a sudden people are beginning to see value. The people who pitch it to are starting to ask questions. So this exists. So I tell you now, if I bid with a traditional agency, the kind of insight I come to the table with, having built the technology to aggregate and take insight, you can't imagine it. I will beat anybody because the insights exist. How well have they been monetized? It's slow in coming because we're trying to adapt to the frequent changes, and we're looking at business model. We're also looking at the skill sets that will fit the change that we're trying to make. It hasn't worked quite as fast as we think it should, but we're getting there slowly.
And let's get up close and personal. So who is Bolaji Okusaga? And how did your PR journey begin?
Well, it's very interesting. I like to see myself, and I always say this again and again and again. I'm a serendipist. I was not built to focus on one destination. I was just built to travel and discover. That's serendipity. So if you ask me how this journey has been, whether it was a deliberate or a conscious journey, I say, well, I wouldn't say so. I would say I learned as I traveled. And as I saw things, it informed me, and I interpreted the insights I was getting from the things I encountered. So I'm a serendipist. Curiosity is at the core of everything that informs me. Be ready to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Don't hold on to convention, and don't hold on to yesterday's success. If you hold on to yesterday's success, then you are prepared to die in the current milieu, because that's what happened to the dinosaur. It saw itself as being too big to fail until it became extinct. So I am a serendipist. That's who I am. I don't like to believe that I know anything more than you or the next guy, but I believe that I can find out more things than you can, because I'm always trying to look at why, what if, why not. Those are the kind of questions I keep asking myself. So except you are ready to go on that journey and allow the journey make you, then you are not about to start. Because if you ask Zuckerberg in 2004 when Facebook was starting, where it was going to end, he probably never could envision. Today he's talking about metaverse, talking about all manner of inventions on the top of just university people communicating amongst themselves, which was the original idea. Look at how far it has come.
What projects or campaigns stand out for you, and why?
Well, I like to work with a lot of consumer brands. Sorry, one of them is this. I'm not going to open to just say the name so that it doesn't look like I'm abusing your platform by giving free ads. But this is a brand that is reinventing itself actively. It is learning to speak to a new set of consumers who have a totally different set of values from those they marketed to 20 years ago. Yesterday's core of their market used to read the traditional newspapers and go home at AA sports period watching the TV. Today, those things, the new generation they speak to, do not gather around the television to get information. They do not gather around the newspaper stand to buy newspapers. They do not follow online or what you call OAPs on radio to try and follow the trend. They are their own trendsetters. They are their own trend makers. So the guys are learning to market differently. And they're asking the question, how do we get these guys? But to get these guys, let's start with how do they think? So those for me, that begins to tell you how exciting their campaigns will look like. Because it's challenging. You don't do the same thing the thing you did yesterday, today. I had the privilege of working for them when I worked as mine director of Quadrant some 10 years ago. Now I'm working for them doing on the same role but doing radically different things 10 years after. It's very exciting. And then I also work for some brands that are operating in very difficult markets. I'm sure you've heard about a retail brand that defined retail in this environment that's about to go down. They recently called on us to say, we have a 90 days turnaround plan. Would you be interested in being our communications platform to run this 90-day turnaround plan? That's an exciting brief to take. Every time you work for a client, it's about making a statement. It's not about making money. But when you make statements and those statements are clear, crisp, and differentiating, you make money ultimately.
What inspired you to choose PR as a profession?
Like I told you, I did not start my life wanting to be a PR professional. So I traveled along, and then it caught my fancy. Now let me tell you how it happened. I went to school single-minded. I wanted to be in arts. I wanted to be in the entertainment space. So I read dramatic arts. When in fact what I scored in JAMB could have gotten me into the faculty of law in the best of universities in Nigeria. In fact, my grandfather then was amazed with what you scored. Why are you going for dramatic arts? I said, well, my inspiration at the time was a man called Wole Soyinka. I had just won the Nobel. He had done a lot of radical things, and I grew up reading some of his books, The Interpreters, The Man Died, and all of that. And I got inspired, and I felt like he who can control the mind is a powerful force. Maybe I need to go and study something in the area of dramatic art. So I went in. And needless to say that I graduated as top of my class, the best graduating student in the creative arts department, winning laurels, of course. And then I said, but when I then came to the economic reality, how do the guys who currently ply that trade, how do they make money? At that time, Nollywood was as its infancy. Nothing was clear. I said, no, I didn't want to belong to this confusion. So I said, okay, where should we go? I then saw the creative agency mode. So I went to do communication and language arts. I also finished very well and all of that. And then somehow, I started working for a creative agency. I got pulled out to go and work for a bank. Then from there, I traveled. There was acquisition. And then I went on to work in Access Bank. And I got inspired by these guys, Agimokwede and Abatuigwe, and the way they were trying to redefine banking. How a small bank would attempt to take over a bank that is bigger than itself. If you understand, with Access trying to take over the then Afri Bank, trying to take over the then Union Bank, because they had superior thinking. And they had an imagination of what future they wanted to embrace. Today, they're a top 5 bank. And when we worked for them, they were at bottom of the rung in terms of rating. So I got inspired by that. Then when I left banking entirely, somehow Troika found me. And then the next destination was for me to go and run Quadrant at the time. It wasn't doing too well, but it had a very huge name based on legacy. And then we were able to take it from that base, growing a diversified client base, and becoming ultimately number 1 in the practice in the entire industry. I felt like, well, the journey found me. I didn't create the journey. I traveled and then I discovered new things. That's how I grew. And then when I left Quadrant, it was clear to me that whatever it is that I was going to do was not going to be a traditional agency, it was going to be a platform builder. So today, if you look at the other side, I have more people writing codes than are writing copies. I have a UI UX team. I have a data science team. I have a full front-end and back-end team doing pure technology. Then I have an intelligence platform where people are just doing economic analysis and doing all of that. You don't want to encounter Ross in a pitch. You will see the kind of diversity you don't even expect from a communications platform. That's exactly what I had dreamt of. And I'm still traveling that journey. Where am I going to end? I don't know. I just believe that as we go along the journey, if we are curious enough, we keep digging for gold. And maybe I may be searching for gold and then discover crude oil. Maybe I may be searching for crude oil and then discover huge depths of gas. Or maybe I may be searching for gas and then see that the sun is going to give me renewable energy far, far in abundance of what gas can give me. Who knows? Just stay curious. Like Steve Jobs says, stay hungry, stay foolish. That's the only way you're going to make progress. You don't come at it with preconceived notions or convention. It's not going to work. In a world that is fast changing, it's not going to happen.
What's been your best and most difficult moments in this industry?
Most difficult moment was choosing to walk away from quadrants because it was my life at the time. I put everything. You can ask the owners of business how dedicatedly I worked. I never saw it. I never saw myself as a hired gun. Neither did I see myself at that time as a mercenary. I saw myself as a soldier fighting with my whole heart for what I believed in. So what is ownership anyway? Except for the fact that if you hold something so dear to your heart, it becomes part of you. So choosing to walk away from Quadrant after over a decade of real hard work and creating some exceptional campaigns and building from the base was a tough decision. But I was curious enough to still travel that journey. I did.
It seems curiosity is at the forefront for you, but what's your philosophy that guides you as a leader, aside curiosity?
The leader must be a thinker. But thinking solves 60% of the entire puzzle. The 40% is about doing. So a leader is a thinker doer. So if I thought about changing something and I do not create momentum towards that change I see, it just ends at thought. Right? So for me, I am a thinker doer. I like to get my hands dirty. But beyond getting my hands dirty, I like to dream dreams. I like to travel dusty roads. I like to encounter new things and, become a blank board that new things get written on daily. And then grow as I encounter. But most importantly, I like to do. Because life is about doing. And I operated under two thinker-doer leaders, I and Herbert. The guys were always about how do we transition financial services to the next million? How do we create value that's exceptional? And they worked so hard. So that's doing. They closed rather late. They did the grind. They went through the motion until at the end of the day, they started to see their vision come to reality. That's a lesson I learned. And I've not forgotten that. So I'm running my own race too. Little as it may seem at this moment, nobody knows where it's going to end.
Thank you very much. It's been an interesting conversation with you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with the Managing Director of Precise Platform, Bolaji Okusaga. Many thanks for watching. My name is Bababumi Agbibi.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to journalists' hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists